everyone, and welcome to Woke Wellness Wednesdays. On this episode, we are going to be having an array of personalities. That's right. Welcome to Woke Wellness Wednesday. And my co-host, Alec Rebel.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I can totally
nice.
get used to this. This is different, okay?
I know, I like this. I can't wait to get my backdrop. We're gonna be vibing for real.
I know it's gonna be off the chains.
We got
Okay,
the hook.
so introduce the other people that we have here tonight, please.
Guys, you remember when we talked to Jared about the book he wrote on lucid dreaming? Well, good news is we got him back for a third episode. So introducing the author of A Field Guide to Lucid Dreaming, our boy, Jared.
Hello.
Hey,
I'm back.
What's going on?
But I'm not alone.
I'm not alone.
You're not alone?
Coming-
What do you mean you're not alone? No one's really alone.
Jared, could you introduce us to who else is here? I don't think I'm aware of this yet.
Go on, tell us more.
I brought some friends of mine.
Okay.
They're actually the two other authors of A Field Guide to Lucid Dreaming. So I've just been covering my third, and now you get the whole
An
you get the whole dream
exclusive
team.
episode?
But
Exclusive.
coming from
Right here,
the
right now.
East Coast is Dylan Tachillo.
Ooh, welcome to the show, Dylan.
He's doing a
Dylan!
Hey.
and
Hey everybody.
from the West Coast out here with me, whose last name rhymes with my last name, is Thomas Peisel.
Thomas, welcome to the show, Thomas.
Oh.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Yo, wait. Did we tell you guys that on the first time we had Jared on, he sold 2 copies of that book on
He
stream?
did.
Jeez, Jared, paying our bills.
That's why we're here. It's all about the Benjamins.
we're just here to pay this month's rent.
Alec, you got to be careful, man. That heat lamp is close to your face.
Yeah, I know.
Just kidding.
Dude, I'm from Wisconsin, man. It's cold up here. We need warmth somehow.
You need that multi-purpose mic, you know.
Yeah, that's
Sneak
what I'm
it
saying.
to
That's what I'm saying.
Higher, I get it. That's like that, that one store.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever and listen, here's the thing: if you ever need me to shut up,
What?
Oh,
and then I can just turn it back on.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic. Okay, now that we have how many people in this room, I can't even count.
We have 5 people, including our other personalities.
Well, there's 6. We have a good, we have the on cue,
Yes,
Show going
yes, we
the real,
do.
this is the real deal. That's why we're here.
We got live music for this episode.
Okay, Alec.
What's up? For anybody I didn't meet yet, my name's Ryan Miller. I play guitar.
Yeah,
That's my most regular activity.
he is a sick guitarist too. Like he's got some. Oh my gosh! Like my jaw dropped when I heard him play. I'm serious. That's legit.
Ryan, if we feel like we need a guitar solo just to amp us up at any point in the episode, could we just point to you, or
Yeah.
how does it work?
Definitely. No, pick like a hand signal.
I
I'll give you a little pump, Yeah.
Ryan, what if we had a magic word or something? If whenever you hear this word, that's your cue or something like that.
like just crazy train or something like that.
There it is. Yeah. I think let's say crazy train.
I don't
There you
feel like
go.
I've ever had this much power in my life before.
but you have to work crazy train into like a sentence. It can't just be like crazy train. It's got to be
Ooh,
like
he
I
actually
should have
played
seen this
Crazy
crazy
Train.
train I got on the other day.
Wait, can you do that like?
I just sent all of my Snapchat what we just did right now with like a geotag. Oh my god! Sorry, I'm a
With a
nerd.
geo-
That's why we're here. This is the metaverse. All right, let's get into the juice, the hamburguesa, the juicy question. I want to know. Okay, how did you meet?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, we met. So actually, I'll throw it to Dylan and Thomas because they met before I met them. So.
Oh, wait a second. I remember I met them. Well, we all met at NYU. We met in college. And
I met you guys were already like best buds by the time I rolled in.
Yeah, but Dylan and I had a weird auspicious. We both had our schedules wrong. It said the wrong classroom, and him and I were both sitting in there, like, "Hey, are we in the right spot?"
This is our first class ever.
First class ever.
We arrive. It's our first day. We're probably nervous to be in New York City. We both get sent to the wrong classroom.
Oh my gosh.
And then we end up finding the right classroom, and we both get chewed out by our professor. This is our first time meeting our first college professor.
No.
It was like the Gordon Ramsay of filmmaking. Like, sit down. I was like, okay.
Oh, really? So he
This
was
is New York City.
he was
but we were
intense.
bonded together by our shared trouble and
Trauma.
our shared trauma.
Trauma bonding! Yay! Fantastic.
But yeah, we all became friends, and the three of us went on to live in an apartment together. There was 5 of us in the apartment, each with our own bedrooms, kind of college dorm style. It was right after we graduated, and that's kind of when I first started hearing about lucid dreaming from these two. They would just I remember both of them waking up. We were living together, so we would like be sharing the kitchen, and just over cornflakes, Thomas would be telling me about like some giant creature that he was like flying around in the middle of the night last night. He was really casual about it. He's like, yeah, there's this 20-foot tall giant. I was throwing fireballs at it. And I was like, you mean you were just like, that was your dream? He's like, yeah, but I was aware that I was doing it. I was, kind of controlling everything.
Ooh.
And I was like, really? And Jared, kind of separately, right? You were already lucid dreaming as well.
Yeah, like it just so happens that both Thomas and I, had lucid dreamed prior, and kind of we're all living together. Like Dylan said, we wake up, we talk about our dreams, and it's funny because we probably were talking about lucid dreaming and like discussing techniques like months and months before we even thought of like putting together some sort of lucid dreaming project.
Huh.
Yeah, we were just teaching each other. I mean, I just wanted to be able to do this amazing talent, so they started teaching me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say that's just how interesting it was to start the project, because Dylan was sort of, I mean this in a great way, like our guinea pig to be like, how can we teach Dylan like in a really accessible way how to do this? So it was an experiment, and then we were like, okay, this is
Mad scientist? Is that where it all bonds? Trauma bonding and mad science street?
Trauma bonding and mad science.
Yeah, I just
On a
came up
crazy
with
train.
I'm catching themes.
That's crazy. I found it so interesting the first time Jared was on, because he started talking about lucid dreaming, and the more he talked about it, I'm like, that's like the only way I dream is lucid dream. Like, I only lucid dream. I don't have like regular dreams where it's like I watch a movie, then I wake up. It's like that's not. I'm always aware of what's happening. I always know when I'm dreaming. And if I want to wake myself up from the dream, I can, or I can choose to continue the dream. And it's so interesting we started talking about it, because I never really dug into it. But the more he talked about it, the more I was like, oh my, I do all of that.
Alec, you're a mystic, man.
I really want to read that book, because I really want to know like more about this, because I've always done it. I just never knew anything about it.
Well, Jared's selling them for $14.99.
Actually, I buy them for $14.99 and then I sell them for $25.
Yeah.
Terrible deal.
The royalties at the.
You buy it back and resell it.
I don't know if anybody's heard of this, but on the same topic of lucid dreaming, I remember like maybe 7 or 8 years ago when I was in high school, there was this Kickstarter I saw for, it was called the Remy. and it was basically an eye patch that you wear at night, and it would blink 2 red or colored lights, basically making you aware you're sleeping, but not enough to wake you up. And it would do it when it sensed your REM stage starting, your REM.
That was based on the Nova Dreamer, which actually looked at your eye and then triggered those lights. But the Remy was a little controversial just because it was a timed thing. But you're totally right. It would shine red lights in your eyes, and if
never tried it.
Yeah. And if that tint or you saw red flashing lights in your dreams, that would be, your signal that you're in a dream. So it was a cool, interesting project.
It was super cool. I spent like $1 towards it or something back in high school. Does anybody know if it was ever completed or the project was finished?
Yeah. I think they completed. I think they made a good amount of money on the Kickstarter, and then we're selling them. But like Thomas had mentioned, there is a little bit of a controversy because I think a lot of people got them and expect to just throw it on and have their lucid dream. But because it wasn't like following the eye, because there was no kind of runway of training or getting in touch with your dreams beforehand, a lot of people were sort of disappointed because it didn't just like snap them into a lucid dream immediately. But people who had lucid dream before or were working on the techniques, when they got the Remy, they used it to sort of assist them. So it wasn't a cheat code, but it was a useful tool.
That is so interesting. So it's like triggered lucid dreaming.
Right. Yeah. Well, a lot of the techniques that we talk about, and we didn't really invent most of these techniques. We learned about them from our predecessors. But yeah, most of the techniques that are the sort of analog, non-technological techniques are also about triggering. They're just kind of triggering using techniques that you kind of learn through your day-to-day life. So you're kind of planting the seeds of these habits that you're developing throughout the day that you're hoping will kind of like the seeds will come to turn into little seedlings during the night. So you'll, for example, like start to develop the suspicion that throughout the day, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? You're wondering, even though you're awake, you're wondering, am I dreaming? And that's planting a seed so that when you are actually dreaming, that idea will kind of trigger lucidity. So all these, technological or analog, all these things are just trying to kind of snap us, create a spark that will sort of light the whole candle, if you will.
Yeah, and I know we're getting a little off topic, but when you're saying that reminds me, I think we've talked about it in the book, but basically that there is this inherent paradox with lucid dreaming, that essentially you're trying to find sort of consciousness or awareness in the dream while you have no awareness or you're kind of unconscious. And so it's like, how do you trick yourself to look for something when in that moment you don't know to actually look for something?
Super interesting.
Well, wait, let's be honest.
I had a dream last night where it felt like a completion, like me being done with that relationship and having that eye contact with that person right before this episode. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but I just think it's really interesting how, we can navigate this space and find higher, modes of being, people are very creative and we create these strange worlds. I mean, if you guys ever tune into Music Monday, Irek, Savage, he tuned in, he bought a book, and then he uses his mental illness, which is like bipolar plus something else, and then he creates these worlds with anime and hip hop. And that, I think that with this is just like, we cover a lot.
I remember earlier today I was lucid dreaming and I was thinking about, we're actually talking to the man, the myth, the legends. So it's like,
how does that make you feel though? How do you feel, Alex?
You're not allowed to say therapist's words without Sean Connery being there.
What do you mean, child? We need to go on to the next question. Let's go.
Stellar comments, Connery. Wow.
They'll never know. I think that's the funniest part, Dahlia.
Right, I'll ask the question. Shut up, child. How did a field guide to lucid dreaming come about?
Jeez, my memory is shot. You guys want to take this?
Oh, I've spoken so much.
No, you haven't.
I don't want to talk.
I'll start it off and then I'll hand over the baton to you, Jared. No, I mean, I think that leads from what I was saying before, where they were just using me as a guinea pig and they were running their scientific experiments on me. They didn't connect any cathodes or any, they didn't shock me with any torture devices that I remember, but maybe they
swiped your memory. Didn't you watch Men in Black? Didn't you watch that little beep beep?
Yeah, they might have done that. They seem like the kind of guys who would do that. But yeah, I was the guinea pig, and we were all
swiped. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now it's coming back. Oh my god. It's all flooding out.
You triggered something, Dahlia.
I need to be alone.
I command you never to come back. I want to know how.
No, but Dylan, that's a good point. Yeah, we were using Dylan as a guinea pig, but also, we saw the space was in need of something that was really accessible. There was a lot of books that were either super spiritual and maybe too far for some people. And then on the other hand, there was just a lot of books that were, necessary and academic. So it was like, okay, you either really need to be obsessed with lucid dreaming or, part of this community. We wanted a really accessible guide to make this available, just because what's more available, what's more universal than dreaming?
Yeah, and we started with, I think we were originally going to do some sort of like video series or YouTube series. And I don't know at what point we switched, but I remember, we were talking and we talked about this guide element and we're like, oh, what if it was sort of this guidebook in the same way, like when you travel to, the Amazon, you get a guidebook on how to get through the Amazon. And so we started originally kind of looking at guidebooks. But guidebooks are a little bit dry, so we added a little, added some more fun into the book. It's not just pure kind of do this, go there, and then that's that.
And one place where the guidebook came in was just when we were having these lucid dreams, we were just amazed that this is real. This is an actual. I mean, I think when people explain lucid dreaming to someone who hasn't had one, and my reaction at first was just like, I believe it, but I don't quite believe it. But when you really experience it, it's completely mind-blowing. So not only is it mind-blowing, but it feels like you're actually stepping into this real world. It's like a video game that's much more realistic, and you're in this present moment reality of another world. It's not like watching a movie. It's like being immersed inside of a world. So I think that's partially where the guidebook came into. It's let's actually create a guidebook for this world, wherever it is it's in our subconscious, or maybe it's somewhere else, but it's somewhere, and we need to chart it. There's rules to this world. There's rules to how to fly. There's rules to how to change scenarios or stay lucid and not anchor yourself and not wake yourself up by just getting so excited that you're lucid. So there was actually all these rules that lots of people had in common. So someone needed to kind of chart those and let the world know about them. And we're not the only ones who have done that, but we wanted to help.
Love it. Are we ready for the next question?
I think so.
Alec, take it from here. I trust you.
Oh, that's okay.
Sound it out.
We're gonna say something terrible.
Oh,
sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just scared. Okay, hang on. My vision's being a little weird today, so hang on. Okay. So, how do you think the lucid dream community has changed in the past decade?
I think people are really more aware of lucid dreaming. I remember, Inception came out and they're like, oh, that is what lucid dreaming is. That kind of put it on the map a little bit. I remember.
That was Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah. Oh, but it's just interesting. I finally
got to say it. Yes.
I remember, like all the generations, my grandparents, they never read the book. They didn't know what it was. And they thought I was like a party planner. They thought I was like, they thought lucid dreaming was like, oh, you help people with their aspirations and being conscious of their goals.
Make a wish or something.
No, but so I think in the last 10 years, the popularity has grown tremendously, and people are very aware of it. Technologically, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think just kind of going off what you were saying about the technology, I think as the community has grown, as more people have found out about it, someone might be at MIT like thinking about lucid dreaming and then realize like, oh, like I'm trying to, I'm using these techniques to solve this problem, or I shouldn't say problem, this paradox of trying to find awareness when I'm unaware. Maybe, I'm super smart and I can invent a device. So one of the things that has, I guess, changed or been, more prevalent is not just the growing community, but the growing sort of technological, I don't want to say advances. I don't know if it is advancing, but technological, or, basically just more devices to potentially help you have lucid dreams, or to study kind of what dreams are and what, kind of what consciousness is.
What's really cool, though, just sorry to cut you off if you're going to jump in, Dylan. Just again, we don't even know what dreams are. We know we have them, but science doesn't even know what is going on, honestly. So I think we're still so naive. Not naive. What's the word? We're so. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like,
ignorant. We're early on. I think we're like. Yeah. We think we take for granted. We think we know what dreams are because we have them every night. We're like, of course, dreams. But think about it. I mean, what you're every night you're taking part in these fictional events and fantasies that involve people from your real life or people you've never met or magical creatures. And every night these stories unfold that you're like. It's bizarre.
What do they mean? What's their purpose? It came from your own brain, so clearly there's something happening. That I don't know. There's got to be some sort of meaning, I think, right?
For sure, and in a lot of I guess older ancient cultures, dreaming was a gateway to a spiritual realm or a different place. And Stargate, yeah, Stargate. So maybe we're coming full circle. We knew the power of dreams, and we maybe lost that power, and we're coming back to it full circle.
I just had a memory come to me of Thomas and I. This is like years and years ago, and I think I was visiting New York, or like I was crashing at your place, and I'm pretty sure we got stoned before we thought of this. But we had this idea of it was going to be a movie, and in the movie, the world is ending, but that lucid dreams are actually like a Stargate portal to another realm, and to save everyone on Earth, everyone had to learn how to lucid dream and go into the dream and basically go through the portal so they didn't die in this universe.
Dude, that is a absolutely stoner thought. I don't know.
I think
that's a stoner thought brought to you by Jared Chang Cizal.
Ryan, can we get a stoner riff?
I was gonna say maybe like some Hendrix or something.
That's insane.
Jared, I think that was actually the same time that we were talking about
really?
Can we fly out this window? We were like, whoa, wait a second. Would have been no book at that point.
Yeah, I think I heard about that later, and I was like very concerned for you.
You have one of the customers that bought the book in the first episode here, and she said it's very interesting to her. She's 21 and in college and very young and acceptable to things like lucid dreaming. And now is the age priming you proper. That is right. That's what we're doing here at Stay Woke or Not. That's right, boys.
Thank you, Sky. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that was a commercial break. Also, more of a commercial break is there's stickers, okay? And you guys can DM me. Actually, the site is up. I got it back. StayWokeOrNot.co. Fuck the com. Fuck the com. Anyways, there's stickers.
I love the logo. Is that like a human consciousness?
Yeah, well, I doubt it. You guys that anybody would fuck sorry, would it really like sorry.
Of anyone, we would fuck the sticker.
Thanks for finishing off the sentence. So, anyways, everyone here, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, what do you think it is?
I think it's like consciousness breaking through human, matter. Like, I don't know.
Dahlia, I think you have it accurate. That's like, your body's a shell, and maybe inside you is a three-eyed octopus.
Well, yeah,
emerging.
I would love
Just
to
trying to
if I
escape.
get into the e-commerce realm, I would love to put your book on the shelf of my thing here, and then I would love a subscription box.
Yo,
I want to do a subscription box super bad and be like, Stay Woke or Not coffee, mug, book.
I had
Get the
I had
swag
an-
going.
I know.
Dahlia, I just had a great idea for a sick backdrop, and I'll text you.
Okay. Oh shoot. Ooh. Aftermath shows. Ooh.
Speaking of dreams, I can play the song that I played before I go to bed. It is very peaceful in my opinion.
Okay.
It's
Weird.
called Rain by Rob Scallon.
Dylan, I've seen you on so many dance-offs.
Huh?
I've seen Dylan in so many dance-offs in his life.
So many? Were there that many?
Yeah, didn't you dance with everyone?
I've never live streamed dance with somebody, but this is new.
Feels right. I mean, this music
Feels
is
right.
amazing.
Welcome to Stay Woke or Not, guys. Woke Wellness Wednesday. This is where we vibe in some alternate universe through live streams of consciousness.
Wow.
Ryan is talented. This sounds great.
I kind of want to
like-
sing, but I don't want to ruin it.
I like this a lot. And I need this in my life. Pronto.
You can only get it here, guys. It's here in my house. It's right here. Yes! Lucid Dreams is brought to you by Ryan Miller's guitar.
That is insane.
So fantastic.
That's what I play before I go to sleep. That helps me go to sleep and get into like a tired state, and that'll help me stay like aware.
I like that. I like that a lot.
For what it's worth, there it is for you. It's on the internet. Replay it at your own will.
I was
Actually-
falling asleep myself in a good way.
Yeah, I feel very relaxed right now.
Yeah, dude, is that Apple Music or anywhere?
No, not yet.
Oh, dude.
No,
if-
sorry, my bad. So that is me playing a cover of Rain by Rob Scallon.
Rob Scallon.
Scallion.
So that is on YouTube. That's not my original song. That's just a cover. I don't know if it's on Apple Music.
Okay, I'm ready for next question. Are you guys ready for the next question? Okay,
Alright.
prepare your ears for the next question and then come up with your answers accordingly.
Won't you have to give me a second to prepare myself?
I fucking hate you, Alec. You're so fucking awesome.
Okay,
Alright.
Once I am ready.
Okay, take it away. Ask it then.
Oh.
I can't breathe on my show. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. I'll take it. Just it's okay.
How did you guys find out about lucid dreaming?
Wow, ruthless. Kicked him out.
This is it's mean.
I had to. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Hey man, you know this.
I forgive you.
It's coming out of a girl's head for a logo.
I forgive
thought
you, but
asked
will
the
God?
question very well.
Huh?
I thought that was an expert asking of question. Well done.
Yeah. Okay. When did you? Yeah. So when did you find out about lucid dreams?
For me, I had 2 lucid dreams as a kid. And I didn't have language to talk about it. I remember saying to my mom, I was in this place, and it was, I remember them to this day. It was incredible. I was flying miles above the earth with a flock of geese, and just the visceral feeling of the wind and the sun. And I was saying this to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, you have a great imagination." And I couldn't say, it's not a dream. It wasn't a normal dream. I was there. I was in a place, and I was awake. So that was my first experience with lucid dreaming, these 2 lucid dreams as a really young kid. And then I didn't have any until a teenager. And that's when I got really interested in what is going on? What is this? And how do I induce them?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Only 2, huh?
2 as a kid, yeah. Sorry, I'll get those numbers back up next time I come back.
All right. Next up to bat. What happened? Who's next?
I can go next. We can go in like the chronological order of being introduced to lucid dreams. So I never had them as a kid, at least not that I recall. I do remember having very vivid dreams, but I was like, I think either 15 or 16, and I would often like call up my cousin who lived in a different state. It was that cousin that's like, you always have like one best friend cousin. This was my life best friend cousin.
I got a best friend cousin.
Totally. Yeah.
Case in point.
Yeah.
I think it's John. I think it's Johnny Bomber. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because we talk shit. It's great. It's a great cousinry thing. That's what you do.
It's very good bonding. Sometimes I feel closer to my cousin than my brothers, just because we would talk so much about like all that heavy stuff. But kind of in the realm of talking about heavy stuff, my cousin was like, "Oh, you got to try this thing called lucid dreaming," and the way he contextualized it was that it was essentially like being in a video game and having the ability to sort of direct where your character is going, but you're not limited by any of the restraints that a video game has. You can just do whatever you want, and that was enough to like sell me. And then I started looking into it and doing different techniques, and very much like Thomas, sort of took a deep dive into it. In those teenage years.
Can I try and like alter your cousin's like definition or like metaphor just a little bit?
Oh yeah.
It's like being in a video game, but you have the controller the entire time.
That's pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, I'm next up. All right, so then chronologically, so I was, like I said, I was kind of the novice and I was the runt of the litter. These 2 we were living together in early 20s. They were telling me
so many comments.
Great comments. Nice. So they were telling me about this thing, and I wanted to do it. So these 2 taught me how, as well as the books they were giving me, and I wasn't having. I mean, it takes some months sometimes to kind of like to work on it. It's almost like learning an instrument or something,
Yeah.
So and all great things take time. So they were teaching me. It wasn't happening. I really wanted it. They were telling me, they kept waking up and telling me about these amazing adventures. I'm like, I want it so bad. Finally, it happened, and I remember floating in my first lucid dream, just kind of like being in a room and just floating a few inches off the ground and kind of doing what they had taught me, which is just wonder, have that suspicion about reality. Am I dreaming? And then there was that moment where like, I think I'm fucking dreaming right now. What the fuck? Like, and I think I don't know if it's that dream. I like bent a spoon like they do in the Matrix. It was really cliche. And then maybe in my second lucid dream, I was flying around. I flew to this castle, and it's just an amazing experience that you want to share it. You want to tell other people how to do it and just pass it on, because you're like, you have to experience this.
Dylan, you bring up something in there. It was such like a magical nugget of a technique. Is you said I want it. That intention alone is one of the most powerful techniques in lucid dreaming. It's just looking for lucid dreaming and that intent. And oftentimes I think we focus on like approach or techniques rather than the intention behind the approach, that beginner's mindset, that excitement, energy, that that's fuel. So Dylan, It's awesome.
Yeah, and if you think about it, to really accomplish anything worth accomplishing, we kind of need like our body, our heart, and our minds kind of all in line with each other, and that's where that like real force comes from, just in anything in life.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Right. So if you're just operating out of your head and you're really cognitive about trying to lucid dream, and you might not have enough kind of power and passion and oomph behind it.
Intention is huge for every aspect of life. That's,
Oh no, that in itself was that should be a quote.
Yeah, that's the truth.
On that note, who's ready for the next question? Who's ready for the next question tonight? You guys are here, and thank you for being here. Everyone, be sure to say something in the comments, and whatever you got questions, maybe you can come before my question. I don't know. That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay. How can you bring lucid dreaming to the waking life? How do I? Okay, go ahead.
I apologize on all of our behalves.
Somebody has to. It's not me.
It's not me. It's the voices in my head.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a couple.
And go ahead. Who wants to answer this?
I'll go. Okay, Jared, you go.
I'll start us off.
Okay.
You pick up where. I think
Ladies, one at a time, please.
There's a line to the bathroom.
There's a line.
If you want to get in the bathroom. I love playing that game. If you guys ever go to a bar and want to entertain yourself, you have to act like they have to talk to you before they get to the bathroom, and it is absolute hilarity. You're welcome.
Is it?
You're fucking welcome. Okay, you're welcome.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
He's writing it down. Yes. I am so amused.
I feel like I wouldn't get away with it like you would. I mean, you just have that really friendly personality where people wouldn't punch you in the face.
They would look at us and just like give us a weird look, and they wouldn't even like break their stride.
Yeah, they would just like look at you and just keep going. On the
topic of cousins, it was me and my cousin, and we were and then so random, sorry, but I used a British accent to sit where the guy was sitting because I didn't want to wait. I was like, "Oh, are you sitting here? Is this like your table?" And then like I just like did it the whole time until he like pulled out a business card and said he was a CIA agent, and I was like, "I fooled you though, right?" Okay, who wants to answer this?
Oh, yeah. So, bringing sort of things you learn and experience, from the lucid dreaming world to our kind of waking world, I see it pretty, I see it sort of fall into three things. One is sort of just taking the experience and sharing it with, your friends, your partner, your family, and sort of just bonding over that, doing a little dream sharing. The second part is when you have a lucid dream, it's such this, monumental kind of sense of, power or just like awareness. You just, you feel, it sounds sort of cheesy, but you feel alive. You feel like you're deeply in touch with something inside of you. And so when you wake up from that state, you're very energetic. Like I hate waking up in the mornings, but the best mornings are after a lucid dream. I don't need coffee. I can just like hop out of bed, bright-eyed and bushy.
Really?
And then I think the last one, and then I'll throw it over to Thomas. The last sort of category would be, using the lucid dreaming state to work through either like anxiety or depression, or you lost a loved one. You can use it to get through grief.
Gotcha.
And so some of the things that are ailing you in the waking world, you can bring them into the dream world, work through them, and then come out of the dream world, a little bit more kind of refreshed.
Question for you guys. My mom's friend, she's a shaman. I've known her since like my whole life, and she did what's called a past life regression. So if you feel that are certain things in your life that you just can't get past, maybe there is a life that you had prior. that has stopped you. And then she did a past life regression on me, and I like was in Egypt and I was working for an underman, and someone publicly did something, and then I had to go off into the desert and I died. So then I'm making an amends with that life, and I look face to face with that life and I make an amends, and then you kind of transgress from that. So that's my probably closest thing to like lucid dreaming, is actually like hypnosis and like seeing these other lives I've had. And then I don't like, that's my experience.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm no expert on past lives, but
I had to get someone else. Wrong show. Who's running this thing? Who's running this thing? This is the only thing I know when I talk about.
I'm not qualified.
but I mean, whatever.
I gotta get mad at my other self. My other self
please.
is in a different outfit.
And whatever is holding us back, right? If it is past lives, or if it is just our childhood traumas, or something in our subconscious. I mean, so much about therapy is trying. We have these things locked away in our subconscious minds, and we're just trying to like slowly get at those to heal them. I mean, if dreams are taking place in the subconscious, then we're diving into our subconscious every single night. So by becoming aware in them, they're kind of like the road to healing is right there. It's I can't say it's easy or simple, but it's accessible.
Well, with that past life regression, I was then able to go into acting, and I was really afraid of it before. I was like super fucking weird. I was like, dude, I know I make jokes all day. Like, I don't even know. I don't even think about it, and then like finally just like seeing where it led after that, and not being afraid anymore was part of my past life regression.
Past life regression.
Yes,
Yes, a thing, right?
At least one of those. If you guys come back, I actually want to see what happens in your past life regression.
Past life regression.
We'll talk, okay? We'll talk.
Past life regression is something we all experience. It's not something we all have.
I'll jump on the question. Just even all that past life stuff is good. All of this is about growth and evolving, and I mean, that's why we have the same recurring dreams until we grow from them, until we face them and learn from them, and maybe we'll have the same experiences.
Well, my dream, my revolving one, like with the direct eye contact of that character, it felt like an end, and I'm hoping that that emotion I had last night was like, I just woke up and I was like, oh.
I remember I had this series of dreams where something happened that I had such a fear of happening, and like 3 days later it happened, and it's because of the fact, like a premonition.
If you guys have any premonition people or psychics, give them to me.
Because like I have so many of these dreams.
Bring them here. Let's go.
But the thing is, like, I still have them, and like I've solved the problem, or I've solved the issue. I don't remember what it was, but I remember like this being such a prevalent thing for the longest time. But I like got over whatever it was that I needed to get over, or I had I had a conversation that I was like kind of like putting off for a while. And so I had the conversation, but I still had these recurring dreams that like the worst of worst happened because I didn't have the conversation.
That's meta. Huh.
I can relate to that big time.
Yeah, so it's definitely meta, but again, it's like what dreams are, it's just taking real life experiences and fears and putting it into like almost like a comprehensible way by making it like a real life experience.
Yeah, it's like your worst outcomes you thought through in your head.
Yeah,
that becomes like your actual nightmare, your dream.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that.
100%.
Those are the dreams that I've had. I mean, more often than not.
I would say those are the truly scariest and most terrifying of nightmares that you can have.
Yeah, just things you can't control, and it's like, well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like relationships, or like a loved one, or like.
Yeah, but with lucid dreaming, we learn that it's not control, because controlling that nightmare out there. It's really about influencing your own self, changing your own thoughts, changing your own emotions, healing your own self. So it's so humbling. And I don't like also the word waking life or real life, because we can be awake in our dreams. So saying that is almost bizarre, but the goal is to really bring lucidity into our waking lives too, not just keep them in our dreams. So how do we do that? How do we be more present? And in a lucid dream, you realize when you had to create something, you could think of something and charge it maybe emotionally, and you can watch something be created in front of you. Things here kind of work in a similar way, maybe just a little bit longer, to create something. But
right.
No, it teaches you just about what we are, and I think that's still such a mystery. So
interesting.
And I'll just say this last thing. One thing I think that's really important is like in like really charged moments, like I don't know, you're in a fight or you're angry or lustful or scared. In these really amplified moments, bringing lucidity to those moments, because oftentimes our dreams are just that. They're these amplified scenarios. So if we can bring awareness and presence to, next time you're like really stressed, that's going to just plant seeds to become lucid. There's some really fascinating things about bringing lucidity to our waking lives.
That's super interesting.
But it's not supposed to just stay in our dreams.
This is a very Doctor Strange episode. This is very.
This is insane. This is a crazy episode.
Super Doctor Strange,
In full circle for me.
and I'm just like getting so many visuals when you guys are talking. I'm like,
oh yeah, no, 100% for real though.
Multiverse of madness. Right
it's
here.
madness in here. You know what they have going on in
Oh,
their mind, and then they're gonna say, get a medium and do past life regression and talk about your other life. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm ready for the next question.
It's that, but instead of multiverse madness, it's the metaverse madness. That's what we're talking about right now.
You guys say that 5 times fast.
Nope.
Dahlia, before you jump to the next question, could I give just a really cool technique for the audience to try out?
Yeah.
We're getting into that. That's the next question.
Oh.
Wow.
Why you gotta do me like that?
It relates to this. Oh.
He's just ahead of you, Dahlia.
Ahead of my mind, ahead of me. Okay, you cannot be ahead of me right now. I won't.
It was about bringing lucidity to the waking life. I'll just say it because it's a really powerful technique. So when you do get lucid, and if you've had a lucid dream, you realize you feel like this amplified energy. You feel like you and the world out there is intimately connected. It's alive, right? So for you to raise that lucidity, and amplify that energy, and then induce yourself to wake up, holding that amplified energy, you literally bring like an anchor. You bring that lucidity into your waking life. So you induce yourself holding on to that amplified energy. It's beautiful. So you wake up just feeling like buzzing, and it's a beautiful technique.
Yeah.
What chapter is that? I want to go read it today.
It's not in the book. It's going to be. It will be in the book though.
Can I skip a couple steps?
Dahlia, it's my job to be a smart aleck, not you. All right, I need you to calm down.
Sorry, I didn't get the memo.
Yeah. I'm the one who got the name, not you.
Wait, what? I'm gonna go fly over there and kick your ass.
Please, come find me.
Yes, I'm packing a shovel.
The world's largest game of peekaboo, tag, and hide and seek.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck's going on. No, I'm lost. Okay, and recap. What are some techniques? Would you say that you took over that question? And all in all, Jared, got any things?
I guess as far as technique, are we talking about techniques from the previous question, bringing like?
No, I messed up, Jared, man. Because
techniques just like techniques in general.
Yeah, just in general, I would say.
We should go around. We each like give one technique or something because there's a whole bunch. I always go the one thing that.
Oh, my mother's here. Hello, mommy. We're talking
Dahlia.
about
Dahlia. Jared was about to answer your question.
I'm sorry, my mom showed up. Sorry.
Is it actually your mom? Or is
that
it?
is my mom. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Dahlia's mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Dahlia's mom.
The show. She has a chimichurri sauce, and we're going to the grocery stores with it. Sponsored by Love to Host Chimichurri. Okay, and back to Jared. Sorry. Go ahead.
The one technique I always fall back to because it has the most sort of direct impact on the the frequency of my lucid dreams is keeping a dream journal. And that just I could do like nothing else, and that does like about like 80% of the work for me, just keeping that dream journal every day, every morning. Sometimes I get lazy or I'm busy and forget to do it, and my lucid dreams immediately start kind of going down. But when I get back on it, they start going back up. So if you need an easy way in, just start trying to write your dreams down when you wake up.
You see,
everyone, did you hear that? Get a dream journal. Start doing it. We're all going to keep each other accountable. I swear.
So Jared, it's so interesting because I got a dream journal recently, and like after I bought it, I was like, "Oh, Jared said this would work. I can't wait to give this a shot." But like ever since I got it, when I wake up, I cannot remember my dream.
The book has a curse on it. You need a new book.
But what's so interesting is the one dream I remember that I wrote down when I woke up. I had a nightmare that my teeth were falling out one by one.
And grinding your teeth.
As my teeth were as they were falling out one by one, my mouth started to almost transform, and I couldn't speak the same way anymore. It was so real.
Kind of similar. My teeth started falling out too, and I was freaking out.
I was literally looking in the mirror, watching them fall out.
That's the one I get a lot too. I have a lot of teeth nightmares. It's the main.
Do you?
Wait, can we look this up for the sake of curiosity while you guys talk? I'm gonna look this up. I want to look this up.
I would say just for a kind of, if that was tip 1A, 1B is with dream journaling is if you can't remember what the dream is, just write down how you're feeling in that moment. Like anything, even if it's like you just remember the color red, you don't know what shape or anything. You just start with what you have in that moment, even if it's just an emotion.
Sure. Okay.
And then one other thing is to write it in the present tense, because then you automatically kind of bring yourself back to that moment.
Sorry.
Right. What do you got for us, Dahlia?
Research.
For
all the podcast listeners, we are now looking at a screen share of why teeth fall out in dreams.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
just glad this isn't an Onion article. All right, that's all I'm glad about.
So it could be one of the 1 through 5 of the following things. If it happens, is feeling insecure, associated with loss and important life changes, could indicate you're dealing with some kind of loss and an abrupt end to a relationship or job. And then for number 2, Alec, take that one. Go ahead.
I can't see.
Okay, making mostly compromises. Okay, so confronted with decision, you're not satisfied with your options, you may be delusioned about your career path, and you're concerned about the cost of going back to school. Oh, I'm glad this is not my dream. Okay.
Let's throw in the caveat that we're not. I think at least I'm not a big dream dictionary person. I think I'm
a big dream dictionary person.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
that's kind of
do you find them helpful? I
do. I mentioned this in a previous episode, but the outside, I'm kind of reading this, but I guess for me, when you think about a home and the different parts of the home, that is like different parts of your mind. And like, sometimes I'm in someone else's mansion, but I'm like running away, or if it's my house, I'm stuck in the basement and I can't get out. What does that mean if you're stuck in a certain room and there's no windows? I'm really heavy into that stuff.
Legitimately, like after work today, I laid down for a little bit and I had this dream. I was in this ginormous mansion and my dad was there. My friend Jared was there. Not you, Jared. And I had like a couple of my friends that I lost in the past were there. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to wander around for hours. I just walked around the house and I didn't even get to see all the rooms.
Wow.
Wait a second. I want to finish reading this because this is interesting.
Okay, go.
Okay, so if you guys heard about this, if your teeth are falling out, it could be any of these things. So unwilling to make a choice.
True.
If you lost the ability to digest critical information, you need to make this decision. Concerns with self-image.
Oh,
didn't see that. Cliffhanger.
I don't see anything, Dahlia.
Oh, sorry. Okay. In case, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Okay.
Okay. For context, guys, I'm legally blind. That's one of the reasons that she interviewed me the first time. So, like, if I make blind jokes, don't feel like you need to like quietly be like, "Do we need to laugh? Can we laugh? Is it okay to laugh?" He's laughing. It's okay to laugh.
Cool.
Oh wait, and then the last one could be a sexual repression. Teeth
Oh.
falling out in a dream is considered a symbol of castration and few regarding the male genitalia, and it
Oh.
could relate to anxiety about sexual interaction with a partner. A less literal interpretation could be the idea of powerlessness, aggression, and concerns for your safety. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I needed to know. I'm sorry. I needed to know.
No, it's fine. It's fine,
That's
Dahlia.
okay. And I would just on dream dictionaries worth saying. Yeah, I think they could be a really useful tool. I'd say if people use them. Not to say that you are Dahlia, but I wouldn't use them as like a Bible. Like don't read them and be like, well, that's actually doesn't feel right to me. But I'll believe it in general. But yeah, no, totally. But like I think use them as a guide because they could be a really good starting off point and sort of maybe read what the Dream Dictionary says and go from there.
There was more definitions. For whatever reason, I landed on the negatives.
That's still super interesting. You know what I mean? That's still super interesting. Like I can't.
For different reasons and different ideas pop around your head. So
yeah, use it as a starting point.
Since this is Alec, why don't you read this question?
Oh, okay. I wanted to say a technique, but
okay, go ahead. Oh wait,
no,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, no, it relates to what we said earlier, but I think we focus on a lot of techniques or tricks or supplements or hacks, and I just want to say for anyone who's never had a lucid dream that you have everything you need to have a lucid dream tonight. So there are tons of techniques that really help, but you need one ingredient, and that's a strong intent, a passionate want, looking. So if I said to you like stare at this wall. And don't stray from it. You might stare at it for 10 minutes and maybe you'll stare at it for a minute and then you might get lost in your mind and lose yourself in unconsciousness. But if I held a gun to your head and I said, stare at this wall for 10 minutes without straying, your intent, you'll be locked on that wall no matter what. So the point being here is that it's the intent behind it. That's the power. So look for dreams, look for lucidity. You have all the ingredients. Try techniques if you want, but you got this.
Okay, ratatouille it up. I got it.
Ratat.
Okay. All right.
Anyone can cook.
All right. The next question, you better get ready. It's a bit X-rated. Here we are. Besides flying and fucking, what else can you do?
It's a bit X-rated, so prepare yourself.
Told you to get your seatbelt. Yeah, it's your problem.
Okay.
I think this is a little bit, I want to say it's actually like a problem in the lucid dreaming community because that's what most people think of to do. I mean, it's your instant gratification or fantasy fulfillment. It's what we go to. And in the Tibetan tradition, they actually call the dream body a desire body. So it literally is like this lustrous thing that needs to be refined. But that's not all there is. And I think we're missing as a community a huge opportunity to heal ourselves in lucid dreams or even like understand the nature of reality, the nature of yourself. I mean, when you're looking at some, how can I describe that? You guys chime in. There's so much to do. Like I'll say one last thing, meditating in a lucid dream, sitting down once you're lucid and ignoring all the projections. You almost find this emptiness. You find that everything has this sameness quality. So that nightmare is really a projection. That lamp is what kind of lamp was that made by someone in a dream? No, that's not actually there. So you find this like, I don't know, you almost find who you actually are, and it's not it's not a body and it's not this personality. We're not Dahlia, we're not Alec, we're something so much bigger and so much better. So I think lucid dreaming just opens up incredible opportunity for self-discovery and healing.
One thing I'll just throw in is, like you're saying, Tom, that, the gateway into lucid dreaming is usually I want to fly, I want to, fuck celebrity, or you're having nightmares and you want to get rid of them. Most people find their way in there, and I've, nothing wrong with any of those. But, if you only stop at the flying and fucking, you limit yourself. And I like to think that we have like a relationship with our dreams or a dream state. And in the same way you have a relationship with a partner, you don't just have sex with them all the time. maybe in that honeymoon phase that you just, lost in the lust. But ultimately, if it's going to be a successful relationship, you're going to get beyond, the sex, and you're going to learn about each other, and you're going to, experience things together. And in the case of this, semi-good metaphor in the dream world, you want to get past that stuff. And it's not, your partner you're getting close to, you're just getting closer to yourself.
Man, we've been the three of us have been working together for a while, and we always say Jared is the best metaphors. We don't know where they come out. They're coming out of his dream world, man.
I just swing a lot.
You gotta tally with the metaphors.
I have a metaphor for my metaphors.
Whoa,
Whoa, hey, that's too meta. That's too meta. That is very meta, my guy. That is so meta.
So I know very little about baseball, almost nothing, but I do know, and someone's probably going to correct me that I'm wrong, but that Babe Ruth,
you're wrong.
The reason he hit so many home runs and broke that record was he would just swing as hard as he could at every single pitch. And when he did make contact, the ball would go flying, but he struck out a ton. And so with my metaphors, I just swing really hard at them and just fly. And then when I actually make contact, it goes out the park.
The man's making contact. He's on the moon. All right, well, is he flying or fucking? We can't really tell. I think he's doing both. Okay.
I agree that Jared is the Babe Ruth of metaphors, so we agree there.
You need a little trophy now. You guys need to get him a little trophy. The Babe Ruth of metaphors. I'm just throwing it out there. Do we feel like we covered the flying and the fucking, or what?
Let's do it.
Okay. Did we cover it, or I'm confused?
I think we talked about it.
I think. I mean, like everyone had something to say. I feel like.
Okay.
Okay. Just another quick thing you could do. Lucid Dreams are great for creative kind of projects and as a testing ground. So you could. You're working on that painting, or you're writing a play or something. You could test out all that stuff in the dream world. So and it doesn't have to be a spiritual experience. It could just you could seek out fun, and it could be a mix. It could be practical, right? You could practice public speaking in front of a room full of people that don't really exist, or
whoa. Yeah. I never would have even thought about that.
You have projects in your lucid dreams, like you're a project manager. Like
do you ever
projects in there?
Do you ever stop working on your projects?
There's a problem with our workaholic culture.
Not even when I'm sleeping.
And I was blowing bubbles and jump rope at the same time. What's the problem?
What was said as far as like getting closer to yourself, like lucid dreaming. That definitely feels relevant. Like I haven't lucid dream. I haven't done it a lot. But as far as like the experience itself, like you were talking about, like you said, get closer to yourself. That really resonates with me because you can do kind of whatever in whatever format you want.
For sure.
It's free form, right? It's like Minecraft in your brain, but like actively, kind of going wherever. I don't know. For me, I've had weird experiences where like I thought about animals. Like I used to work at like a reptile zoo, so I imagined I was like a Burmese python, like going down the stairs. And then like my actual snake, this is the weird part, actually got out and like went down the stairs too.
Whoa, premonition.
Yeah, I know. And I went outside and looked around and came back in the middle of the night, and that's when he left. And anyways, he showed up like a month and a half later or something. And he was fine. He was just downstairs in the bathroom, and he'd been outside all around, like, anyways.
That's terrifying.
That was really interesting because I had a dream. I was like a snake going down the stairs, and then my snake did it. So, for what it's worth, I don't know.
It's weird when the dream world and the waking world kind of have coincidental connections. We noticed that a lot, don't we? I know we were working with this technique where it's sort of a fun exercise if anyone wants to try it at home, where you walk around the waking world and you pretend that it's a dream. So let's say I'm walking. Well, the way I tried it, I was biking around Central Park in New York City, and I decided to try it out. I'm like, oh, Thomas and Jared told me this cool technique. So I'm biking around and I'm pretending, oh, this is a dream, this is a dream, this is a dream. It wasn't a dream. But then I was listening to the band Wilco in my headphones. And then I stopped to take a break and I took my headphones out and I still heard Wilco. And then it turned out they were playing in the amphitheater right next to where I happened to stop biking. So yeah, it's just weird. We've had some, yeah. What are some other dream connections? Well, we did
I think this is the most meta episode I've ever had in my life. Yeah. Okay. For the record.
Are you thinking of when we were working on the manuscript? That, I'll tell a quick story. So after we wrote the first draft of the book, we sent it to some friends, people we trusted. They gave us feedback, and then we went to, I think it was Dylan's sister's, like kind of little cabin-esque place.
Oh, this is a good story.
Upstate. And we're like, all right, we're gonna go for a couple days. We got a projector. We're gonna go through the whole book. Just get this next draft going. And then we were like, at night, let's just try and see if we can meet up in the dream world together.
Whoa.
So I know we
a meetup, a dream world meetup. Whoa, that's Pokemon Go. Okay.
And so we did a wake back to bed technique. So we went to sleep.
Pokemon Go shit right there. You guys get the bug. You want a Pokemon Go too, don't you?
Anyway, Jared.
And so woke up. We stayed in that. It was maybe 4-ish in the morning.
Yeah.
Stayed in that sort of calm state. We kind of just, I think there's a little interaction between us, but mostly just sort of taking the 20 minutes to meditate, think, what we were going to dream about. I drew down a baby tiger. And then, do you guys remember your dreams? Because I'll just tell my dream, and then we can go around, and you guys can see if you can figure out what the connection is. So my dream, forget the start of it, but it involved basically my grandmother and a motorcycle. I think there was some high-speed chase or something, but at some point, either my grandma crashed it or I crashed it maybe into my grandma, but the motorcycle crashed, and it had a very a fiberglass kind of body, and that fiberglass just shattered everywhere.
What?
And I just remember I was like, oh shit, the bike is done. I got to keep running. And that's, I probably have it all written down somewhere, but that's what I remember.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, this gets really weird. Watch this, because I got lucid then, and I remember I called to Dylan and Jared. I see them. I grab their hands and I run towards a stained glass window, like you'd see in a church or something. Break through the glass. We're flying. So the shattered glass. And I say to Dylan, and I remember looking at Dylan, I said, we're in a dream. We're dreaming right now. And he had this look of he looked around and I said, holy crap, we're about to do this. This is going to be revolutionary. And then for some reason, once I said that we're in a dream, I started losing.
My mom had a question.
And my flying ability, and I fell into some water and I woke up. So that was my dream. Now, Dylan, do you remember what you dreamt?
Yeah, what I remember is I was in this apartment in Italy or something. We were renting an apartment, an Airbnb style thing. And all I remember for right now, it was not a lucid dream, but I was stressed out because we had accidentally cracked some of the windows in the apartment. So yeah, all three of our dreams involved broken glass in this, not just involved it, but was the key element.
Yeah, and there wasn't any broken glass when we woke up. It's not like a glass dropped in the middle of the night and we all just sort of, kind of projected the sound. The windows were broken.
Yeah, and we wrote our dreams down separately and then we shared them. And as Jared shared, we were like, what the hell? So there's this commonality of the broken glass. Jared stepping on it, me flying through it, and Dylan, you
guys could write a movie just off of this and make some mini dream team. Dialogue-y, whatever that was.
Yeah. Is there any movie producers listening to this right now? Just DM us.
So I think my mom had a question. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I was what? She said she had the same dream 3 nights in a week last week, and it's her running to the airport to catch a flight to London. What does that mean? Mom, they're not psychics, Mom.
It means you better catch that plane.
Mom, this is Alec. Say hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Do you have a
Hi,
flight
Dahlia's
to London coming up?
Maybe she needs to go to London.
Ooh. Ooh, maybe there's an opportunity.
Maybe the sauce company
wait,
gets
Dahlia,
so big
Dahlia,
in the US
Dahlia,
that we explode
Dahlia,
in the UK.
Dahlia,
And chimichurri sauce for everyone around the world.
Dahlia, I got it. You ready? There's an opportunity waiting for you in London that's slowly escaping, and you're chasing it last second because you didn't see it right away. So you need to be looking for opportunities.
I think my mom just got told, and I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this right now. That's not supposed to happen on this show.
Dahlia's mom, you might actually be able to use this to have a lucid dream, because one of the things with lucid dreams that makes it a little bit easier to become lucid is finding a dream sign, and that's just sort of a repetitive image. It can be different for anyone. And a lot of times you can use that with nightmares. So every time you're being chased by the monster with like the horns, just tell yourself, oh, like, am I dreaming? So next time you're running to the airport, whatever the destination is.
So interesting.
Just take a moment and ask the question, am I dreaming?
Yo.
And you'll be like, wait, I am dreaming because I'm not supposed to be flying to London. And then you'll be lucid.
Stop yourself.
So wait, Jared, let me ask you this. Is it possible to go from a non-lucid dream to a lucid dream once you have that realization you're dreaming?
Yeah, it's, the awareness is sort of like on like a spectrum, but there is sort of just that switch of like when you completely unaware, and as soon as you have just the tiniest bit of awareness that you're in a dream, even if it's a little hazy, it's still a lucid dream.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, most lucid dreams happen that way, where it starts out not lucid and then becomes lucid. It's called a dialed or dream-induced lucid dream, as opposed to the other most common, which is wild. Wild. Right. I need to read my book again.
What a wild things are.
It's so a waking-induced lucid dream, as in you start out with waking consciousness, and as you're falling asleep, you slowly keep your consciousness and bring it into the dream world. That's a bit tricky.
It's so interesting that we're in 2022 and we have still so much to learn about stuff just like
absolutely this. Totally. No, I think in 200 years we're still going to be. Hopefully, we're gonna know more, but we don't know where we go. We don't know what this place is that we visit. And I mean, I like mystery, so I'm not rushing to solve what that is. It's kind of exciting that we don't know, I think, but I'm sure there are people out there who are less likely to put up with the mystery and are itching to solve it. So maybe in 100 years, maybe before our lifetime is over, we'll have some more information on where the hell we go.
I know, it's so interesting.
That's what I love about lucid dreaming, is just, it's all about direct experience. You're not talking about, don't believe anything we're saying. Don't believe anything you read. Find out for yourself through direct experience. That's how we gain wisdom, otherwise it's just knowledge and regurgitation.
Okay. I have a question. How does the technology play in the role in lucid dreaming?
I don't know what accent that was, Dahlia, but I'm
yeah, it's hard to pin down. That was like an.
Sorry, I don't know. I was in the middle of it and then wanted to stop and then just kept going.
She was like, "It's too late to go back."
It's too late.
We appreciate the commitment.
Well, what did technology do to us? What has it done?
Well, did you see that article from Vice? They successfully communicated to a dreamer. I mean, that's how they first found out about lucid dreaming. So they first proved it in 1975, where they asked a lucid dreamer to go in and do a predetermined eye movements, which they did. So they were like, oh, okay, lucidity is a thing. But they just communicated to a lucid dreamer. He's 19 years old. And they asked him while he was asleep, what is 8 minus 6? And he moves his eyes 2 times. So,
whoa, what?
Yeah, it's wild. So there's a lot of cool technology coming out. Obviously, devices like Ryan, you were mentioning, eye devices that trigger lucidity. But yeah, there's some fascinating things. I can't wait for the Neuralink to be in our head, and we just can,
Okay, we got a question from the audience. What is the most meaningful question you've asked in a lucid dream, and what was the response you got?
Oh my god.
Good question.
Get him, Prince. That is our marketing manager over here at Stay Woke or Not, tuning in. Here we go.
Wow, let me think about this. Oh,
man's not hot. Man's not hot. He's hitting you with the hard questions, yeah. Hard.
Here's a nice it's very meaningful, but it's sort of like a low-hanging fruit kind of question asked. But oddly enough, it's like, what does this taste like? Because in the dream, you can, your tastes work, all your senses work. We usually just think about it visually or orally. But like, I found this orchard once, which maybe I mentioned in a different episode, but I just started eating the fruit and it tasted delicious, but nothing like the waking world. Yeah. So now sometimes if I see some food or something, I'll ask myself, like, what does that taste like? And try it. And it's just this kind of completely brand new experience.
You did, you mentioned this, and it was so interesting because you described it a different way, and it was like your regular everyday senses, but like heightened to, like, I can't remember what level you said it was. You said it was like unlike anything you've ever tasted in real life.
Yeah. There was no, like, it wasn't like, oh, it's kind of like an apple mixed with a banana. It was just like brand new.
That's super interesting.
All your senses are functioning. Eat everything.
Eat everything, kids. There you go.
I changed my technique. That's the one. Eat everything.
He had a dream of a pizza without anchovies, and I guess he said that I ordered the wrong pizza. Anyway, so wait, I don't think we. Wait, how is technology playing in the lucid dream?
Well, I think we were in technology, and then we jumped to meaningful questions. But I just wanted to fill the space while you two could think about an actual meaningful question you asked, if you have one, instead of just, what does this taste like?
I think, it's the most meaningful question, and it's played out different ways throughout my life, but asking the dream itself, show me what I need to know, is a really powerful technique to see what happens then.
Show me what I need to know.
Yeah, because I mean, again, it's always about our growth and our evolution. And everything's alive in a lucid dream. So you can literally speak to the sky and it'll respond. Something will show up. So I highly recommend asking that question.
Show me Beetlejuice.
Show me what I'm looking for by Carolina Liar.
You in the book you teach us how to Beetlejuice the dream, right?
Beetlejuice is your dream guide. Yep.
Michael Keaton will show up.
Careful.
Love it. Do we feel like we've covered the meaning of life in this question?
The meaning of life.
Okay. All right. On to this new question for you. How does technology play in the role in lucid dreaming?
Well, so Dylan talked about how there's technology for eye movement, to track eye movements.
Yeah, because the usual technical, sort of technology elements that kind of pair up with lucid dreaming are the mask, the devices on how to, help have that lucidity. We talked about the REMI with the blinking lights, and the Nova Dreamer, which actually tracked your eyeballs. And there's been a couple other masks.
Super interesting.
But some other ways that, like, technology has played a role in lucid dreaming, I think, is just the spread of lucid dreaming. I think a lot of people have found out about lucid dreaming specifically, online, and coming across videos like this, and be like, oh, this sounds really cool. And so I think without, the internet and computers, the sort of the spread or the growth of lucid dreaming would be much shorter.
Right.
And sorry, Dylan, go on.
I was going to say, just because it is a crowdsourced thing, there isn't, an authority out there who says this is the way to lucid. I mean, we're all figuring it out as we go along, and there's so many. It's kind of different for different folks in different ways. So the more advice we could read on how it worked for somebody, maybe that technique works for us, maybe it doesn't. It's sort of like this mass experiment that's taking place across the world, and instead of just some researchers in a laboratory trying it, there's thousands and thousands of people trying it in the laboratory of their nightly dreams.
The laboratory of life.
The laboratory of life, baby. And we have every night to try it. I mean, this isn't like there's this short window every year where, you know, the lunar eclipse happens once every 5 years. This happens every single night. So we have a lot of opportunities to like fuck around and try shit out.
There's so many apps on just, you know, the iPhone app store that I can speak of that, you know, deal with lucid dreaming or even like hypnosis, which is, or astral projecting and all kind of, you know, you can learn about. Because I totally feel that. I used a few of them, like astral projection, and then just like lucid dreaming. And eventually they work out because you listen to it as you fall asleep and just having like, whether it's just like a chant or like a relaxation technique, you can put yourself in like a state. Like I had this one where I was on this hilltop. I could pretty much like put myself on this green grassy hilltop in the jungle and I could lucid dream there and kind of interact with like, I don't know, just some of the nature and like breathe and like see the animals. And that was really cool for me. But that, like, I help with like an app, you know.
Yeah, Ryan, did you
playing a role? Like, man, there's so many apps out there now. Like you were saying, they're just so available.
Totally. And some of these apps like set reminders and remind you to, you know, become aware and say, are you dreaming? So those little reminders are great. And did you see the technology that is? Be warned. Coors is trying to incubate our dreams. So they're trying to put ads inside of our dreams. If you look it up, Coors, the beer company. So it's going to be a dangerous world. Yeah, when we're heading into a funny.
It's dangerous out there. Be careful.
Coors, we'll be dreaming about Teslas, you know, or whatever. Well, Tesla doesn't make ads, but
is it Coors' big game commercial of your dreams? Dream study.
I think, yeah, that's it. I'll drop the link in the.
Ooh, okay, guys. If you guys want to check that out on your own time, I'll go ahead and drop the link as well.
Dahlia, just so you're aware, we're getting to an hour and a half.
I know. Okay, absolutely not cool. Okay. Last question is, how has lucid dreams changed your life?
I'll go first. I just think it's changed my life so drastically. I realize intimately that there's more to this world than just the physical world. We have access to other states that are fully real. I'm more than my body. This identity that I think of myself as Tom is false completely.
Wow.
I think it changes my mind about other people. It really makes you humble. You know, when you face a nightmare and you heal something like that, you start thinking about other people in the same way where, you know, maybe that nightmare wasn't trying to hurt you. It was scared. It wanted to be integrated into you again. And the same thing with people. If they lash out, man, maybe they need a hug. Maybe they need some love too. So I think it humbles you and just shows you that we know nothing. This world is a mystery, and so are dreams.
It's so interesting. It just what you said about like this like false identity that I call Tom, that I call like
I can see so many little mini movie series following just like whatever we said in this episode, and just like mini.
And so there's a video I fall asleep to. It's like this interview with this man that's like, it was labeled accidental ASMR because of how the sound turned out. It wasn't meant to be like that. That wasn't the point of it, but it just because it was like, because it's just the way it sounded and because he didn't talk that loud and because the sensitivity of the mic was up, apparently, it just happened to turn out that way. And one of the things he talked about was he's like, you and I are sitting here talking to each other, and in a few years from now, this body will turn to ash and it'll return to the ground, it'll return to dust. Is this me? Am I my body? If I raise my arm, am I doing it? Am I the body, or is there something else? So like what you said, this identity I call myself, I was like, I have heard that somewhere else. And it is so meta and it is so deep. It's crazy.
Yeah, if you investigate, whether through lucid dreaming or meditation, if you look inward, you start realizing what I call me is an orchestra of a lot of things. And these things, just like thoughts, come and go and have a birth and death. So what's that thing behind that sees the birthing and dying of a thought, of an emotion? it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
I mean, it's so crazy because you have to be able to understand these these really deep concepts to just understand the basic concept of you are not what you think you are, because what you call yourself, your identity, is such a basic form of like the grandeur design of what you actually are in total sum. It's like, it's crazy.
And like Thomas said, don't even, I think all that's true, but don't, if you're sitting there listening to this right now and you're like, okay, I don't, let me decide if I want to believe that or I don't want to believe that. Don't decide, go experience. Like, that's what's amazing about lucid dreaming. Go experience it, have that experience, and then judge in your body and your heart if you feel that we're more than just our bodies. Don't sign on to any dogma about it. And it's the present moment experience of waking up in a dream that kind of gives you a clue that this isn't quite what we think it is, and it's mysterious. We're not going to tell you what it is, and you're not going to figure out exactly what reality is, but you're going to figure out what it's not.
Well, darn. Well, oh my.
Bummer.
Not going to be in this episode.
We don't have the answers, guys. If you tuned in to this episode for the secret to life, we don't got it. But yeah, just to go off that, we it's about the present moment. I mean, I feel like I'm 36 now. In my early 20s, I had a few different experiences that made me just kind of wake up to, holy shit, we're alive. We're living this life. We're sitting here in this mysterious world, breathing. And lucid dreaming was definitely one of those big experiences that just kind of like shook me awake. And
that's crazy.
We're staying woke here. That's what got us woke.
Hey!
Oh, full circle.
Full circle, my guys.
Right,
that's
any
crazy.
ending caps? Because I know we're stretching into time, and I'm glad we didn't get to that question, because I think this could be its own episode by itself if you guys enjoyed your time here, which was how can lucid dreaming help people with mental health. That I'm bipolar, my other family members have schizophrenia, and that's why I even made Stay Woke or Not is for mental and illness awareness. And all in all, it's not something that you just put on like an ointment and then it disappears. No, it's a part of your fiber of being, so that's part of the community that we have here is the neurodivergent. And how I met Alec was I reached out to him, he never replied, and then through a puppet on Clubhouse did we find each other.
The master of puppets.
The master of puppets is what brought us together, so this is all strings. If you guys have any ending notes, now's the time.
Well, one of the things is kind of what Dolly's talking about, this mental health aspect, is so I have multiple sclerosis. And that's one of the reasons why I started, like, as of this November, it'll be 10 years ago that I started losing vision because of it. Mm-hmm. And I guess one of the things that I'm finding through lucid dreaming, kind of just, I know the question is for me, but like for my own answer, like one of the things that it found me is the fact that like when I lucid dream, I dream with the same vision that I have awake.
Oh, wow.
Because my mind does not remember what it's like to have full vision. It's been 10 years.
Isn't that fascinating? We can dream, we can see even with our eyes closed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Crystal clear.
But that's one of the things is the fact that it's like by lucid dreaming, I realized that there's all these possibilities out there. There's all these things out there, and I realized the one possibility I don't want for my life is moping and groaning and moaning. That's not what I want for me. So that's something that I've decided to do, is the fact that to do something with the life that I'm still living while I have it. So it's like, even if I lose the rest of my vision, I'll still be able to see at night.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, lucid dreaming just changes the mindset of mental health mentality because of the fact that you like realize there's not just one possibility. There's trillions of possibilities for what could happen in your dream. And when you lucid dream, you're able to choose what it is. And then you wake up and you're like, I get to choose what to do with my day. I get to choose what attitude to have. I get to choose all these things. So that's what lucid dreaming did for me, at least.
Wow. Couldn't say it better.
Yeah, I think lucid dreaming is very like on par with, you know, kind of self-reflection, looking in a mirror, talking to a therapist. You know, when we have sort of mental health issues in, you know, in our waking world, there's this, at least for me, you know, you feel the symptoms before you know the cause, and so the cause of it is essentially is in some unconscious part of you. You feel anxious about, you know, the first day of class, but you don't really think about it. You're still gonna feel that anxiety. Right. You take a moment and you kind of look inwards, and you become sort of more aware, more lucid in that moment. You would be like, oh, I'm nervous because I'm afraid, like, you know, the first day of class last year, I got, you know, thrown into the toilet or something. So I'm afraid that's going to happen again. Right. But it's only when you look sort of inward, you find that source. And the great thing about lucid dreaming is it's this conversation with the unconscious part of your mind. And so you are kind of almost, this is a weird image that I thought of it, but it's like taking your face and just like flipping it backwards and just looking very deeply inside of you.
Wait, Dahlia, let's hear him out.
Sounds like the logo.
I don't bring it back around. The image doesn't get better.
Like hey, this is Babe Ruth. You know?
You strike out sometimes.
No, you're describing the logo for Stay Woke.
Dahlia, what the heck was that? What the hell was that noise?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I was like, it was the sound effect for his, you know, face grabbing, flipping thing. That's
got it.
That's
yeah.
Well, what I would say is, if you guys want to hear more about this, about mental health and the aspects and the connections that mental health and the betterment of your mental health that lucid dreaming and the effects can have on it, I say that we bring this dream team back for another episode.
Yeah, we might,
because this can be like an insanely like in-depth one.
We'll have to talk about it later for sure.
Because there are so many aspects of mental health, and you can't just talk about that in like 9 minutes.
All right, guys, that is about time. Thank you so much for being on Stay Woke or Not for another Woke Wellness Wednesdays. This was the metaversus of it all, the pathesis of it. And all right, you guys enjoy. And as always, stay woke or not.